This hangout is live from New York. No, we're not in New York, but we could be. Live from Phoenix on 2/23/15, New Op Day. This is Sell a House Wholesale Real Estate Training number 84. Basically, building your business plan, part 3. um, and we got John is kind of leading us through the success plan to break down and build your business plan. You could also use this to build your personal life plan as well. You're going to find by doing both of these that they certainly coincide with one another. If you have a business and you have a life plan, they're very, very tied together. So with that, I'm going to say good day to John.
Paul, welcome. It's New Op Day, my favorite day of the week. And you know what? It's already, February 23rd, and we are going to be closing the second month of the year in less than a week here. And again, we say this all the time. Are you doing the things that you need to be doing in order to be successful? Have you stuck to your New Year's resolution now that we're 2 months into the year? And if you've been following Paul and I on these hangouts, you know that me and Paul poo-poo the whole idea of a New Year's resolution. We don't create resolutions just for the new year. We create resolutions that last a lifetime. We're about creating life resolutions. And what we've talked about now, this is the third of a series we're doing. We've talked about the last 2 hangouts from last Wednesday and Friday about building your success plan, your ultimate success plan. And we talked about the importance of setting goals and creating a vision for your life. So what Paul and I are teaching here is a life resolution. And to get in the habit, and the key word here is habit, of setting goals and projecting yourself 3 to 5 years into the future. So unless Paul has something he wants to add in real quick, I'm just going to fall back and do a quick recap, maybe take 5-10 minutes just to recap everything we've gone over up to this point before breaking into the new material of building this personal success, business, and personal life plan.
Yeah, I'll just throw in there that the first step about this whole thing is to think smart. Because that's sort of the general overview of how you're going to put this whole thing together, with SMART being an acronym for specific. You want to be specific in setting your goals and what you want to do, which we talked about the fact that your grand vision might be sort of general, but we're going to narrow it down to specifics. You want your items to be measurable, so that you can track as you go your growth patterns. You can see, I've accomplished this, now next. You want your things to be attainable so that you can, believe in what it is that you have set for yourself, that you think, that you feel that you really can attain this goal. You want them to be realistic, because you don't want to be saying, I'm going to be making $1 million by next week. It's not really realistic. It's got to be something that really is something that can happen. The attainability and the achievable, or the realistic, kind of roll together a little bit. And the last one is the timing. You want to set your timing on these things. And we talked about the fact that, you want to set a time frame that you anticipate being able to achieve your goals. But then again, too, you also have to understand that maybe you're not going to get there. And if you don't get there, that it's not a reason to give up. That you just got to figure out that, hey, you know what? There's probably some things that I didn't do properly or correct. The timing thing is I like to call it a correct and continue clock. That's when you reach the timing. If you haven't got there, something went wrong. You got to correct that and continue. So I wanted to throw that piece in, John. I'll let you take over from there.
Absolutely. So Paul just laid out how to set goals using a SMART system. Goals need to be specific. There can be some, like he said, there can be some generalities to them. And as we hunker into this plan and we begin breaking it down, we will develop more specific goals as we move forward. The goals are measurable, the goals are attainable, the goals are realistic, and you're setting a time limit. But don't get discouraged if you don't accomplish your goal by a specific time and then give up, as many people do. That's not you. I understand that. The people watching this are different than the average people. We're the 2%, as Napoleon Hill says. But you need to kind of set a time, because you've got to have an idea and put yourself in a position to take action. So if you have a time set on a goal, you'll begin taking action. So let's just move right into the concept here that we talked about Friday, which is we start by creating a 3 to 5 year vision. And I'm hoping the people who watched Friday did this over the weekend, but take time, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, an hour maybe. This should, give yourself at least 20 minutes, I'd say, and kind of sit down in an area quietly with no distractions, with a pen and a paper. And at the top of that paper, I set my vision for 3 years. Maybe you want to do yours 5 years, but you want to project several years into the future. And you want to start with your vision, projecting that vision 3 to 5 years in the future, and you want to write your name at the top of the paper. I, John Leister, today is February 23rd, and start putting down on that paper where you see yourself. Where do you envision yourself in 3, 5 years' time? And I shared with you my personal vision for where I want to be in the year 2018. And you want to write this out, as I said last time, in using language and words and writing it down as if the vision has already occurred. You don't want to use words like I want to or I will. It's I am, I have, I've created. You want to be specifically use words that are, the language is as if it's already occurred. So
yeah,
just
to do that, just project yourself forward. You're thinking about this vision and all these things you want. Project yourself forward and place yourself 3 to 5 years in time, and and you're standing there 3 to 5 years from now, looking around, going, I am this, I am this, I have this, I do this. This is the type of person that I am, and there you go. Write it from. Don't write it from today, projecting forward. Write it from 3 to 5 years from now, standing there, thinking about it.
Exactly. You're going to learn through this process that this is also a visualization technique. So you have to create this goal and use this system as a visualization. So you've got to imagine that you've already accomplished these goals when you're writing these goals down. So I'll go ahead and I'll share my vision with you guys like I did last time as an example. Just to reiterate, this is my success vision, where I want to be in the year 2018. I am earning $80,000 a month in gross income and living in a well-kept 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage home with a pool. I am successful in Swiss Gold Global, and I have an automated real estate wholesale business, and I have sold a portion of the paint company for $500,000, no less. I am a licensed Opus agent, and I have helped Earl sell 3 ideas through Jason Nast. I have overcome my ego to become a self-reliant, confident person, operating as a warrior from my higher self. I have a few specifics in there as far as dollar amounts, and I have a few generalities. And you know what? I urge you to read this statement that you're going to create for yourself every day and remind yourself of what your vision is. And as you do this, the funny thing is, this is really actually small to me now, believe it or not. Going through this, reading this, sharing it live with actual people, my vision seems small. I'm like, man, I'm already thinking of more things and visualizing myself attaining these, but attaining more. My mind is actually now beginning to entertain the possibility of more, and it's actually starting to visualize specific things within here. And that's the point of doing this. and visualizing it and writing it out this way is because your mind will begin to create answers to the question, how can I do this?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why this is such a powerful tool. Let's just move quickly now on to the next part of this plan. So now we've laid out the importance of setting goals, using the SMART system to set goals. Start by creating a general vision with some specific dollar amounts and some specific ideas of what you want. Project a 3 to 5 year vision. Write that down as if you've already attained it. Now the next step in this process now is to project yourself 1 year into the future. We're going to work backwards. And I'm going to toss it over to Paul to kind of give a quick explanation before I get into the 1 year vision.
No, actually, I don't want to explain that at all. What I want to say is that if you guys realize, if you guys know us, I mean, okay, we just talked about, we did this last week. We did this on Friday. And we gave you this challenge over the weekend. And if you guys know us, we kind of do these hangouts where, you know, we always overlap, where, and we might even overlap, like there's, sometimes we'll get into this section if it's a very important piece. We did that on Friday. We might go through this whole thing again on Monday because it's an important piece. So just want you guys to realize, if you were here on Friday going, well, you already talked about this. Okay? Yeah, we already talked about it, but you know what? You need to have it back in your head again because there's more information. I mean, you can't just look at something one time and think, oh, I got it, I'm done. I know all there is to know about that. There's always more. There's always more. There's always more that can be added. So this way we give you a little bit extra, a little more purpose behind what you're doing. I just want you to understand that why we do this sort of overlap or doubling is because these are important things, and to figure them out and to get the idea of them the right way. So that's why we do this way. So hopefully that's helping you figure, you know, get this going, because I'm sure over the weekend many of you didn't put together your 3 to 5 year plan. And why that happened, I don't know, but now you're going to have another 3 days. You've got till, you know, between now and Wednesday, and this, what we just went over again, is hopefully the motivation behind that that's going to get you to actually do it. So by Wednesday, when we come in here and we're moving into the 1 year plan that we're going into next, you'll be a little bit more focused. You'll be caught up to speed. You'll be going, okay, this makes sense. Now I know what they're talking about, and yeah, I'm in the game. Let's do this. All right? So go ahead, John, now to the 1 year deal.
Okay, so where do you want to be 1 year from now? And this is about I can't reiterate enough how important it is to create the long-term 3 to 5 year plan. So that's where this is all going to be reverse engineered from. So if you haven't created that plan, like Paul was just talking about, why not? And if you haven't, you've got till Wednesday to get it complete so you can follow along step by step. And yes, we repeat things a lot in these hangouts because this is the core basics to putting together a successful vision for your life. So now we've got the 3 to 5 year plan in place, or the 3 to 5 year vision. It's not really a plan yet, and we'll get to how to create that plan as we progress through this. So we're going to work backwards from the 3 to 5 year plan, and now we're going to create the 1 year vision. And remember, let's keep the 1 year vision smart. So you're going to write at the top of a paper, my name is John Leister. Today's date is February 23rd, 2015. Did I say January? I meant February. By February 23rd, 2014, I see myself having 5,000. I'm going to share my example with you so you can get the point of what I'm trying to say here. I see myself having $5,000 per month in passive residual incomes, and I am now financially free. I am earning no less, and this is an addition because there's a difference between passive and earned income. I am earning no less than $10,000 per month from my real estate investing wholesale business, which is grossing $80,000 per month. The remainder of the monies that I am grossing in my wholesale business are being used in the company to build reserves, to build a rental portfolio, and to expand my marketing into other markets throughout the country That's pretty much it there. Throughout the country, I have met my ideal girlfriend, and I already have the concepts of the ideal girlfriend. I'm not going to break that down for you, but I'm getting real personal here with where I see myself in a year. I have met my ideal girlfriend, and I am having sex with her 3 to 6 times a week. I am happy. I am self-confident. My relationship with my children is amazing. I have become patient and caring and loving, and I have an excellent relationship with my ex-wife. That's my 1-year vision. Now break it down, because I said in my 3 to 5 year plan that I'm earning $80,000 a month in gross income. So I've now broke it down in this goal here. The 1-year vision is by the end of this year, I'll have my first $5,000 a month in passive residual income, which is what I need to be financially free, meaning once I'm earning this $5,000 a month in passive income, I don't have to ever get out of bed if I don't want to. All my bills and the lifestyle I currently have now is paid for. But I have a grander vision than that. This is just what I see as realistic by the end of the year. I talked about in my thing being successful in my real estate business. Well, in 1 year, I want to be earning no less than $10,000 from that business, which is grossing $80,000 a month. Now I envision that, yes, there's going to be, Paul's a partner of mine in the business as well, but there's the remainder. I could be taking more income, but I don't see myself taking more than $10,000 because I'm using the money within the business to now expand into other markets and to build a rental portfolio for the business, because that's going to accomplish 2 things. Creating more income because I'm expanding into more markets, which gives me more opportunities for wholesale deals, building a rental portfolio, which is giving me more opportunity for more passive income so I can get to my 3-year vision of earning $80,000 a month. You see what I did there? Now, in my 3-year goal, I have wrote that I've overcome my ego to become a self-confident person operating as a warrior for my higher self. I also mentioned in here that was very specific about meeting my ideal girlfriend, having a better relationship with my kids than I currently have now, and being more patient and calm with them. I envision myself being that way. And I also talked about having a good, solid relationship with my ex-wife. Because in my 3 to 5 year vision, I talked about overcoming my ego and becoming a self-confident person. And part of overcoming my ego is to open myself up to a woman to have a relationship. Now, I'm really specific about my ideal girl. I'm not going to get into that right now. It might sound chauvinistic to you. I don't care if it does or not. But I want to be having sex with that person 3 times a week, minimum, because I only want to see her 3 times a week. Maybe 6 times I'll have sex with her twice a day. You might go, why is he talking about that? You know what? Because this is part of where I see myself having confidence in overcoming my ego is by engaging in these types of activities. And part of overcoming my ego and becoming more self-confident is to have a better relationship with my ex because I have the children, and also in being more patient and calm and understanding of my kids' needs and wants. And that is what I feel I need to be at in 1 year in order to accomplish my 3 to 5 years, which is that I'm operating as a warrior from my higher self. So you see how I've broken down in my 1 year vision kind of more specific personal attributes I want to attain in order to getting to the 3 year goal, which is my more general vision. I'm going to toss it back to Paul because I'm sure he has a couple ideas, and I'd like to get his perspective on that breakdown.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to kind of say, is that the way to do this is, I was just going to sort of make my pen's a little too fat. It's not writing very well, but I'll show it anyway. The way to do this is you have this grand vision for 3 to 5 years from now. This is why we have you jump out there and put it all together as to what I want to be, who I want to be, what I have, what I'm doing, all these things. Put it all together in one grand plan that's out there 3 to 5 years from now. And then when you're working to work this backwards, what you want to do is look at your plan. Look at what you've written out and start breaking that off into sections. So you might, like I said, my pen is a little too fat to write this clearly, but I'm just going to put this up anyway. Your 3 to 5 year vision plan way out there somewhere, and then you're going to start breaking this off into sections where you might have your business life, your personal life, your spiritual life, your social life, your sexual life, whatever these things are, your financial life, um, your home life. And so you're going to break that major plan down into these however many pieces it takes to make up that plan. So, or however many pieces that there are within that plan, within that vision, you're going to be able to look at that and say, okay, I see, what I said right here, that's a segment I need to work on. What I said right here, that's a segment I need to work on. What I said right here, that's a segment I need to work on. So now once you've got it broken down into these 6 segments or however many it works out to be, now you can go, okay, let's bring this back. In 1 year from now, where do I want to be with within each one of these 6 pieces? And you can say, okay, well, if I'm going to get to that a year from now, I probably need to be, in my financial life, I probably need to be here. And in my personal life, if I'm going to get to that a year from now, I probably need to be here. And that's going to help you break this down, and that's going to help you put together, the step that it's going to say for you to say, oh, okay, wow, all right, yeah, if I'm this far along in a year, I can see in 3 to 5 years from there getting to where I want to be. And if you did a 5-year plan, I would suggest you break your 5-year plan down to a 3-year plan and then to a 1-year plan. Keep it like a 2-year increment, because you know what? 2 years isn't very long. It goes by really, really fast. And as we talked about, I want to throw this just a little quick reminder for those who haven't created their first initial vision plan. Remember to go back, think where you were, however far you're going to go ahead. If you're going to go 3 or 5 years ahead, go backwards first. Think where you were then, think where you are now, think where you want to be. Realize how little progress you've made in the past, and understand how much, so you can understand how big this progress is that you want to make going forward, so you realize there are some powerful steps and changes that you need to put into place here. So take your grand vision, put it together that way, and then break it off into segments. Look at your vision, what you've written down, pull out the segments so you can figure out, okay, well, in a shorter period of time, I need to be this far along in order to get that far 3 to 5 years from now.
Absolutely. You know what? I think that's a good point to kind of leave off on the success vision, because there's a lot of steps here, and you want to take your time with this. So there's getting in the habit of setting goals, and use the SMART system that Paul and I talked about. Create your 3 to 5 year plan with specifics, but some generalities, and then you do your 1 year plan, which begins to break down a little bit more specifics of things you need to do over the course of this year, so that you're that much closer to your 3 to 5 year plan. So with that, there's a lot more, obviously, that we're going to break down here over the next several Hangouts with this ultimate success plan vision.
We got to let people catch up, though.
But you know what, Paul, I don't want to end the call just yet, because we've got about 7 minutes left. But what I'd love to go over this morning is an article from Entrepreneur Magazine, which talks about the 20 habits of successful people. Maybe we can get through about 10 of these habits, and then on Wednesday we can get through the other 10 habits of successful people, because I think these habits, being aware of these different things that successful people are doing and incorporating into your life, is going to help you immensely. And it's going to help me as well to talk about this. It's going to help Paul, help us all immensely in building this vision and keeping us accountable and keeping us focused on this. So I'd like to kind of just break down some of these over the next couple minutes here and see if we can get through about 10 of them.
I don't know if you're going to have time to break them down. I mean, this could be a whole another segment of a series of Hangouts here, but let's definitely run through them, touch upon them, and get these successful habit ideas out into people's minds.
Okay, so basically this article comes from the culmination of interviews with top CEOs, entrepreneurs, successful people that aren't just successful financially, but also successful in their mental, spiritual, and physical realms, because it's more than just finances to be successful. It's being in harmony kind of with all the attributes of your life. So let's get into this because we got about 5 minutes, and we'll see if we can get through 10 of these. Is number one goal of successful people is to set daily goals and set daily habits. Goals and habits conducive to success. All we've been talking about here today is goals and habits. Well, that's the number one habit of successful people, is that every day they set goals for their day and they set habits for the day.
I bet they set smart goals.
Yep, smart goals and have smart habits. Okay, number two habits of successful entrepreneurs is they regularly create written goals. You see the theme here and why I brought this up today? Because the first two habits of successful people are about goals, daily goals, and habits, and being in the habit of writing goals out regularly and creating goals for themselves. Number three, engaging in self-improvement daily. Every day you're studying self-improvement, you're doing things to make yourself better. You're coming to hangouts like this where we talk about personal growth and business growth. You're going on YouTube and you're watching videos by Napoleon Hill or Earl Nightingale. You're reading books about personal development, but every day you're engaging in self-improvement activities that are making you better. Number four, daily monitoring and care and promotion of your overall well-being of health, mental and physical, and your spirituality. You're exercising daily. You're eating healthy daily. You're maybe getting into the attitude of gratitude and praying daily. Successful people are in a habit of monitoring and promoting their general health, which is spiritual, mental, emotional, and financial. They're doing that on a daily basis. Number five, you make time every single day for building meaningful relationships. Not only is this going to make you a happier person, but doing this, building relationships and being in a habit every day of building relationships, is going to help your business immensely. I can just say, like, I just came off a cruise last week, which I went with a club out here in Phoenix called the 2% Club, and all what this whole cruise was about was solidifying relationships with other real estate investors, other wholesalers, other business people. I met a guy that has his own internet TV show, creating relationships that are going to help me in my success personally, makes me a better person, happier person, also to help with my business. Number six, do things in moderation. Things like, it's okay to indulge in things once in a while. Maybe you do watch a little bit of TV, but you do it in moderation. Maybe you do have a hamburger or, a delicious dessert, but you're doing it in moderation. The only thing I don't think you should be doing in moderation is committing yourself to success. You should be a fanatic about your success. Number seven, getting things done. Be in the habit of taking action and producing results. Getting things done. Number eight is you find the silver lining in every cloud. You look for the positive in the negative. Anything that comes your way, anything that happens to you on a daily basis, you always look for the positive message and or the positive lesson to learn from everything that happens in your life. Number nine, get in the habit of saving money regularly. Saving money for future vacations, saving money for emergencies, mainly saving money to invest in your financial freedom, saving money to invest in opportunities that come your way. Get in the habit of saving. Even if you can only save $5 a month, get in the habit of saving a portion of your income to give yourself the ability to have money when an opportunity comes along. And number 10 is be in your higher self and eliminate self-limiting thoughts. Believe that you can do it. And when a negative thought comes in your mind, get in the habit of just swatting it out of there. And any thought you have that is negative, or a thought you have that says I can't do this, no, you can't do this, get those thoughts out of your head. Successful people are in the habit of being in their higher self at all times and eliminating self-limiting thoughts. So that's the first 10. There's another 10 habits we'll talk about Wednesday, and I'm going to toss it back to Paul for a final thought, and he can go ahead and close us out with the Napoleon Hill prayer.
Yeah, just apply those 10 things right there. Think smart, work on your goals, put your plan together. This is something that if you start building this right now, hopefully you've already done this. You did it before the new year so that you're already rocking and rolling ahead, and you're sitting there going, yeah, I did that. And maybe we're reminding you now, and you're doing a little extra stuff. But for those who haven't, do this. This will change your vision of your future and your life. We're going to break this down. We'll talk more about the one-year breakdown on Wednesday, and then we'll get into where do we go next? 6 months, or do we go further than that?
We actually, with the plan that I'm teaching here, we're going to break down what we've got to do in the next 90 days. Because every 90 days over the course of the year, you're going to want to reevaluate where you're at. But we'll get into that on Wednesday.
90 days sounds good. So yeah, so you need to get your 3 to 5 year out there. Like I said, if you went 5, you need a 5 and a 3 and a 1. You need to get caught up to us here, because next week we're going to get back on the 1 here, and we're going to go into the 90-day. And with that, O universe, I ask not for more riches, but for more wisdom with which to make better use of the riches given to me at birth, consisting of the power to control and direct my own mind to whatever end I might desire. And that would be my 3 to 5 year vision, is the end of what I desire. So do you see how this ties in? All right, everybody, we're out of here. We'll see you on Wednesday. Have a great couple days. Get caught up.
Excellent.